Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. Today is Monday, August 10th, and it is almost 9:20 at night. So for those of you that are new to my channel, welcome here. My name is Janice. I live and work in Manitoba, Canada. I work at a Canadian grocery store chain called Sobeys, and I do most of my shopping between Real Canadian Superstore for the PC Optimum points and Sobeys for this Scene Plus points and my employee discount. We do have a small staff discount at Sobeys of 10% off your first $150 spent every week, and you earn and redeem Scene Plus points in store. And Real Canadian Superstore, you can do PC Optimum. You can earn and redeem PC Optimum points, and you can also earn and redeem those at Shoppers Drug Mart and No Frills as well. So anyway, that's where I usually do the majority of my grocery shopping. This is the beginning of my most recent bi-weekly grocery haul. As I said, today is Monday, August 10th. I don't get paid actually till later this week, till Thursday, and my husband gets paid on Friday. So that's when a lot of my shopping will happen. But tonight after work, we went over to Costco. As I mentioned in a previous grocery haul video, we just decided to reactivate our Costco membership, and then we were hemming and hawing about whether to do the basic $65 membership or do the executive one. And initially we were going to do just the $65 one, which is what we paid for. But tonight, because of this item here, this vacuum cleaner, I decided, you know what, maybe it's worth it after all. We'll give it a try. My sister and brother-in-law, who we visited in Saskatchewan, they have the executive level of Costco membership there, and they've kind of talked it up about how it's more than worth it. They always get their money's worth in the form of rebate checks, so maybe. So I decided tonight we will upgrade to that and see if it's worth it. I mean, I've been really fighting against going down the Costco rabbit hole because it's so easy to overspend there. But this item here, that alone, you know, was something that was very much on my mind. I've been wanting to replace my vacuum for a while. Several years ago, probably close to 10, I bought a Dyson vacuum at Costco, and it's done okay. But I found that from the very beginning, because that is a battery operated vacuum cleaner, I've got no more than 10 minutes worth of battery out of it, and then it would pack it in. So, okay, fine, charge it up for a few hours, and you could go again and do another room and whatever, and it was okay, and I liked not being tethered to a cord. However, it got to a point where the battery quit, and yes, I believe you can get replacement batteries, but they're over $100 a piece, and this particular vacuum is $250, so I thought, you know what, I'll be tethered to a cord again with this, but it is electric, so I'm not worrying about having to replace a battery every couple of years. So I decided to try this out. I was actually looking around at Costco online. I saw this is $249.99. So, and we have a Shark robot vac, but that thing though, it's not going to get into the crevices and the corners. You can see here, and no, I'm not sponsored by this in any way. I'm not monetized. I'm not sponsored. I don't have collabs or anything like that. But it looks like this can do stairs and get into crevices and stuff. So I decided to give it a shot. And it does have a picture of a dog on there. So it sounds like it's especially good for pets. Although we just have a rabbit and a bunch of birds. So I don't know that we're going to have like a lot of fur other than maybe from the rabbit. We're not going to have like a bunch of dog hair. There may be some feathers and maybe some bird dander, bird dust, but whatever. I wanted to give it a shot. So we picked that up tonight after work. And then I decided some of my pillows are like getting super thin. So I bought this 2-pack of Calvin Klein pillows for $23.99. The vacuum was $249.99. I will tell you that after tax, my total for this shop was $384.27. But you can see here at $24 and $250 plus tax, you know, that's like $275 of that order plus the tax. So really, I spent probably under $100 or no more than $100 on these grocery items. And this is all I picked up in terms of grocery tonight. Over here, I got a big bag of the Doritos for $8.99. That is what size is that? 730 grams. So it's a larger bag than what I normally get in Superstore. And then we've decided that we really like those Kirkland brand chicken chunks, those chicken breast chunks. I bought them. It's in a previous, more recent grocery haul video. I bought these once before from Costco. I like them, but more importantly, my daughter just loves these things. So better than any of the other chicken nuggets or chicken strips or popcorn chicken that I've bought. She really quite likes these. So, and I do too. I think like those things, the chicken strips, the popcorn chicken are okay, but it just tastes better. So those things are $10, but this is a bigger bag. And we just like the taste better. I'm trying to think which size it is here, if it shows. It should. coming down the bottom corner. Oh, there it is, 1.8 kilogram, all the way down there. So that is $26.99 for a 1.8 kilogram bag. And then here I got some sandwich meat. This is a 3-pack. They're 300-gram packages, turkey, ham, and chicken. And that is $18.99 for those. And then also when I was looking online at Costco, I saw these and they sounded really good. Something to try, these El Monterey chicken chimichangas. So basically just chicken and Monterey Jack. A 12-pack of those for $21.99. So as I said, I spent $384.27 after tax, but that also includes a $250 vacuum and $24 in pillows. And both of those items obviously have significant tax on them. So the $384.27, I spent $275 and tax on these two items alone. So under $100 for these. So that is what I got at Costco tonight. Stay tuned for the rest of the video. Once I get paid later this week, that's when I will do my shopping at Sobeys and Superstore, and I'll show you what else we buy in this next upcoming pay period. Usually we get paid every 2 weeks, and so that's when I do. Sometimes on the off weeks in between, I'll get a couple other things to fill in, but typically I usually do larger bi-weekly shops, and that's kind of where things sit, and that's how we get through the month. So stay tuned for the rest of the video. So today is Sunday, August 16th, and I just wanted to show you a few things that I picked up at Sobeys at my work this past week. So I'm going to start with these two items over here, the two ice creams. I bought these on Tuesday, August 11th, after my shift at work. I actually used a gift card for these. I had a $10 gift card that I won at work. We have what we call grocery draws at work. As employees, we can submit any receipts of groceries that we've bought at our store that month, any receipts that total $75 or more, or bundles of receipts that total $75 or more. So if I have like 5 or 6, $10, $15 receipts, I can make them into a bundle and submit that. That's one entry as long as it totals 75 or more. Or if I do a big shop and it's 75 or more, I can submit that individual receipt as well. And then 3 winners are selected every month to win a $10 gift card. And last month and this month, for both June and July, I have won $10 gift cards. So I decided to use this on Tuesday after work. I have been selling ice cream to people all day. So this is one of the dangers of working there. You see things and think, oh my goodness, that sounds really good. So these are 2 flavors I had sold that day, and they sounded good. And I was only out of pocket 14 cents for these. These were $5.49 each, and I bought a paper bag to carry them home in because we use paper bags every week to line our bird cages with. So they were $5.49 each, and my staff discount was $1.12. So $10.49 or $10.14 rather, and I used my $10 gift card, out of pocket 14 cents. Closing balance was 28,218 points. There was no points earned on that purchase, so $280 in points as of Tuesday night. And then these were items that I bought Friday, the 14th, after work. And I bought these items mostly because almost all of them had points offers on them, other than, say, the milk for one thing. That was one thing that did not have points on it, but I was just simply out of milk at that point, so I had to grab that. And again, the dangers of working there and seeing people bring things through my line, the temptation abounds, and this is how these chocolate-covered raisins happen. These are on sale. They're 50% off. These are each 900-gram bags. Yes, I probably could have bought just one, but at that price, I thought, why not? This is like 900 grams, so almost a kilogram each. They were regular $16.49 for that, so then you take 50% off because I do have my 50%, or my 10%. Sorry, let's backtrack. You take 50% off because they're marked down. So they go from $16.49 down to $8.24 per bag, or $8.25 per bag. And then because I'm an employee, I have my 10% staff discount, 10% off my first $150 spent every week. So this takes them down from $16.49 to $8.25, and then take an additional 83 cents off per bag. So I felt that was pretty good. This is going to be basically my chocolate stash. They mean 1,800 grams, almost 2 kilograms of chocolate raisins. They're going to last me a while. So this is just something I can grab a handful and munch on here and there. Perhaps, maybe I'll share with family. We'll see. But anyway, I gave in to temptation. I should have just bought one, but I thought, you know what? Whatever. At that price, you can't really go wrong. So listen to me justifying my junk food purchase. Anyway, so they were $16.49. He took $8.25 off each, according to my receipts. They're $8.24. And then Shake and Bake was on my points offers, and so I earned 120 points on those, and that was $4.99. And then there were also points on the marshmallows, and I bought those because I would earn not 40 points. No, pardon me, 90 points rather on the bag of marshmallows. So they were $4.49 for those. I'm not sure how many, if I have marshmallows. I know I have small mini colored ones in the house, but as far as the big plain white ones, that I'm not sure of. And I am doing my fire hall deliveries tomorrow, and I may use these to make a pan of Rice Krispie squares for that, or just, if not for that, then I'll make them another time just for our family. So either way, I earned 90 points on those. And then the Lay's chips were on sale for $3.50 each. And if you bought, which I know is not the best price, they have been cheaper than that, but I bought these because there was a points offer of 150 points if you buy 3. I bought 1 paper bag to carry a lot of this stuff in, and the milk was $4.18. It's 1% milk. And then right here, this potato and egg salad, I bought that because there was a points offer on that. It was $7.49, and it's a multi-use points offer, so you can use it up to 4 times. But you can only do it once per purchase. And it was a case of, I think it was that you could buy either coleslaw, potato salad, or pasta salad and receive 400 points. So that's what I did. And at the time, I wasn't sure, I couldn't see on the receipt that I actually earned the 400 points. I completely missed that I actually did. So I thought, oh no, don't tell me because I bought potato and egg salad rather than just potato salad that I didn't get the points. So when I went back into work yesterday, I went up to my supervisor and I said, I think I'm missing points. I might need you to add these on. And then we went through the receipt and she said, no, look down here at the bottom. It does say 400 points. I just completely missed that the other night. So I did get the points for that. So I'm happy with that. And then all the way over here, I bought a little African violet. That was $5.99. I have several in my window already up there, my kitchen window. I have a few of those up there. And I'm planning on putting another one in. That little blue planter in the corner there, that's not even truly a planter. I think that was actually a plastic yogurt container, but a fellow at the mission I work at, or volunteer at rather, he painted that for me and planted a thyme plant in there, but it's pretty much dead. So I decided I'm going to put the this African violet in there instead. So here's how everything broke down. Here is the 120 points on the Shake and Bake, the 90 points on the marshmallows, 150 points on the chips, and down there is back when my supervisor was circling yesterday. Initially, she was circling where she was going to add the points, and then we realized that no, there is the 400 points right there for the salad. So it turned out okay. And there was also a points offer that if you spend $45, you get 675 points. So I got that. And my staff discount was $5.79, so I was out of pocket $54.14. And my total points earned were 1,435, which is $14.35 in points because every 1,000 points is $10. So I went into this with a balance of 28,245 Scene Plus points, and on a $54 purchase, I earned $14.35 back in points. So now that was purchased on Friday, and it's now Sunday morning, and so that's given enough time for those points to hit my account. And now, because those points have finally hit my account that I earned on this order, the $14.35, I'm now sitting at a closing balance of 29,680 Scene Plus points, meaning I'm 320 points away, just 320 points off of $300 in Scene Plus points. Okay guys, it is Sunday, August 16th still, and it is 10 after 8 in the evening. We just got home from Costco, and I've mentioned in the last couple of grocery haul videos that we just recently renewed our Costco membership, and I was debating like whether that was a good thing or not, because you don't want to go too far down the Costco rabbit hole and spending a whole bunch of money. And I'm not going to make a habit of doing a lot of big shops there, but there was a few things I wanted to try, and so I decided to make one big shop tonight and pick up some stuff. And some of this is meat, some of it's fruit, some of these are junk food in the sense that they're going to be things that go in work lunches, and that's okay too. But this is kind of a one-off. From now on, I'll probably try to just get certain things repeatedly over and over again, like the chocolate chips or different things. But for the most part, this sort of big shop is only going to happen hopefully once in a while. So here's what I picked up. I grabbed a jar of minced garlic, and this is $10.49. This is a 1.36 kilogram jar. And then I grabbed 2 packages of these Unreal dark chocolate coconut minis. They're on sale. I know my husband really likes these. He bought them once before a few years ago for his work lunches, and he quite likes them. And my daughter also really likes anything coconut as well. But because they're on sale, I bought 2. They were $17.99 each. Regular was $5 off, so making them $12.99. And then these hydration packets to add to water. These are hydration packets that have electrolytes in them. I tried them last month when we were in Saskatchewan visiting my sister. They're like flavor enhancers for your water, like little pouches, but they also have electrolytes in them. And I don't know how, if they'll probably last me quite a while because there's 45 in here. I probably won't use them every single day, but I'm going to give them a go. They were $34.99 for 45 count. Not something I'll be buying very often. It'll probably take me quite a while to go through them. And then this 8-pack of Marie Callender chicken pot pies. This was 2.26 kilograms, so 8 by 283 grams. That was $18.99 for those. Now, I like to do a lot of my own cooking from scratch, but I work a lot of evenings. A lot of times, the earliest I'm done when I'm working is 7 or 7:30 at night. Sometimes I'm not done till 8 or 9 or even 10 p.m. This past week I had 2 shifts where I worked 4:30 to 10 p.m. I'm not cooking when I get home after that. I'm tired. My body is sore. My husband works really, really early in the morning, and if he doesn't have overtime, then he's usually home by 2:30, 3 o'clock. So technically, he could make something, although sometimes he lays down and has a nap. But still, nonetheless, if I'm working till 7, 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, he's home before me. And my daughter, working with me at Sobeys in a different department, she usually works till 8 o'clock too. So this way, if she's home or he's home and I'm working late, there's a couple of things that we're going to have on hand in the house, in the freezer, that they can pull out either for themselves or to make for me or for all of us. So just something that's quick and easy for those times that I don't have a plan or I'm working in the evening and they're home and we haven't thought to take meat out the day before to thaw out for supper. So that was the reason behind that. There's a couple of other things too, actually, I bought for the same reason. Now, there are also a pair of pants that I bought for myself. I'll show you them afterwards. I'm not going to show you them on me because they do not fit. They are the wrong size. They're just slightly too small. They're also a little bit wider pant leg than what I was wanting, so they're going to be going back. They were $27.99 with $5 off, making them $22.99. But even if they were the right size, I'm not a fan of just how wide of a pant leg they were. So I'm like, they were cute, but they just don't fit right. So they'll be going back. So that's $22.99 on my bill that's going back. The next item on my bill that I did buy, though, was this bag of Kirkland brand semi-sweet chocolate chips. This is a 2 kilogram bag. And they were $29.99 for 2 kilograms. Again, I know chocolate is so expensive. That seems like a lot. For a 2 kilogram bag, that's better than some prices. And they did have the Chippets brand, which is the name brand that's most commonly sold here in Canada, but the store brand was a little bit cheaper for us. I think the Chippets, I want to say it was like a 1.8 kilogram bag, and I think it was $5 more or $4 more, something like that. So this is 0.2 kilogram more and a couple dollars less. So, and I mean, yes, in my last video, or maybe, I can't even remember when I last bought chocolate chips. If it's in the first part of this video or the previous one, I'm not sure. But at any rate, my fire hall deliveries are tomorrow, and I've been baking like crazy. So that bag that I bought at Superstore of the PC semi-sweet chocolate chips is mostly used up. So it's time to replenish yet again. So anyway, and with the baking I've been doing, I was running out of baking powder. So I got this 2-pack for $9.49. The French side showing here. It's just, there you go. It's the Magic brand of baking powder. And let me see. I'm losing track on my receipt. There we are. And I bought some slippers. That's the next thing on my receipt. Here we are. And I did take the time. That's the one downside of Costco, is that there's no fitting room there. So I would have known right away if there was a fitting room, if those pants fit or not. But there's no way of knowing that till after the fact. Since I got home, I tried them on right away and found that out. But these, I was able to just slip my shoe off and slip these on, and they fit perfectly fine. These little slippers. I'm notorious for going barefoot around the house and skipping socks or skipping shoes. And with me having bad knees and stuff, technically I should be wearing something, giving myself at least some kind of support on my feet. Anyway, these are $29.99. They're pink. They fit quite nicely. They're comfortable. I like them. I'm happy with these. They're both, the lighting doesn't really show it here, but they are pink. That one looks kind of brown in this lighting, but it is pink, I promise. You can take a, you'll just go by the picture on the box. That is what they look like. And then back here, 2 cooking sprays for $9.99. That's the Kirkland brand. I often buy Pam, and sometimes at Superstore I get a points offer on the Pam. I have not had a points offer on that in a while, so I just went with the Kirkland brand. I've been using a lot of cooking spray this weekend with doing baking. And then I also grabbed this 2-pack of whipped cream, Kirkland brand whipped cream for $9.99. And yeah, the baking powder is $9.49, the cooking spray is $9.99, and the whipped cream is $9.99 as well. That's right. For us, Thanksgiving here in Canada is in mid-October. For you watching in the US, it's not until November, but for us, it is in mid-October. It's the same weekend as what Columbus Day weekend is in the US. So if you want to make pies for Thanksgiving, that's really only 2 months away, actually a little bit less. So I thought I would just buy those now. So if we make some pies or something, we'll have that. And then I also bought some meat. This packet, this tray of pork chops has a plastic bag around it because it was a little sticky on the bottom. I believe there was 10 in that package, and they were $19.37. Yeah, I think there's 10 in there. And then, or is it 8? I think there is 8 of the chicken breasts here, I believe. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, 8 or 10. I can't even, I'm not even sure. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, I think there might even actually be 10. But it's a good size package of boneless, skinless chicken breasts, and they were $34.23. So I got that one kind of flipped around in reverse, sorry, but yeah, you could read it upside down, or you can take my word for it that says $34.23. I bought 5 dozen eggs for $19.99. Sometimes I buy 30 count of eggs either at Superstore or occasionally at Sobeys, because sometimes they're on my points offers for Scene at Sobeys, but I don't have a points offer anywhere for eggs right now, so I grabbed this 60 count at Costco. I've been going through a lot of eggs this weekend baking. Let me see here. The next thing are these caramel snack cakes. Yes, I probably could have got away with just buying 1 box, but I decided to buy 2 for right now. There are 36 count. These are snack cakes. This will be good to take in our work lunches. They were $9.99 a piece for these. And then the Dad's oatmeal cookies were $17.99, also for work lunches. These are 54 portion snacks. These are 2 cookies per pack, so basically 108 cookies. Now, again, I'd like to do a lot of my own baking, and right now I'm doing a lot of baking because of the fire hall deliveries. But I just haven't been doing a lot of baking for my family lately, just because it's been hot this summer and lack of time. Like right now I'm doing a lot because I have this deadline to meet tomorrow to get these deliveries out. And I'll get back to baking my own normal stuff for my family soon, I hope. But right here, right now, it's nice to have some stuff to just pop in our work lunches. Because again, if I'm working till 10 o'clock at night, I'm not coming home and baking. Especially if I'm working 4 or 5 days in a row, I'm tired afterwards. So it's just handy to have some of these on hand for the times that I haven't had a chance to do any baking for our family. But hopefully I'll get back to making some more of my own too. I also bought this 2-pack of frozen lasagna. And again, I prefer typically to make my own, but I just have not had the time or the energy lately. Same thing, if I'm working till 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, these guys can take one of these out, pop it in the oven, and supper will be ready. That was $18.99 for the 2-pack. And these cheese buns over here are our favorite around here, and they are $9.99 for these. There's 8 of them, I believe, in there, an 8-pack. And I missed a few things here. The clementine oranges, these are $9.99. I believe, what size a bag is this? I don't know if it'll tell me. I know it says on there somewhere, but I'm just trying to find where it actually says. Oh, it's upside down. Let me see. It is a 5-pound bag of clementines. So, and my husband likes to take these in his work lunches too. And then strawberries, this was, I believe, 2 pounds for $9.99 as well. And then finally, last but not least, was the furnace filters. I often buy these ones, a different brand, at Superstore, but they have stopped carrying them lately. So rather than try and go into Walmart or Canadian Tire and look for furnace filters there, I bought this 4-pack for $39.99. Normally, if I buy one at Superstore, just a single one, it's like $18.99. So this is basically 4 for $40. So just under $10 a piece. So I'm pretty pleased with that. And if they last 2 months, great. Then I'm good for 8 months on these. But these say that they're 90 days, so 3 months. So that means with these 4, technically I should not have to buy any for a year. So we're well stocked now. So it's a big expenditure up front to buy $40 instead of spending $18. But A, it's cheaper to buy 4 for $40 than 1 for $18 or $19. But it's also, sure, it's a bigger output of money right now, buying that many at once, but it'll last me longer too. So anyway, so that is where it all sits. And after tax, I spent $425.60. Ouch. But it's a one-off thing. I'm hoping to not be doing massive Costco hauls very often, probably maybe only more than a couple times a year. I'll probably go in once in a while and get a few things more, like more of these, or more cooking spray, or more of those frozen chicken chunks that I bought last time, or maybe a little bit more produce, but I'm going to try and keep the big massive shops down to maybe 2 or 3 times a year at most. So that is it for right now. I'm probably going to pick up a few things yet this week at Superstore. I have a few things on my offers there, so stay tuned for that. And that'll be the end of the video after this, so just stay tuned for the rest. Okay guys, I know this is not a grocery haul clip per se, but it's Monday, August 17th, and it is time for me to do my fire haul deliveries, and this is what all the baking the last 2 weeks has amounted to, and I'm going to 5 fire hauls. This is in memory of a family member, my uncle, who was like a second dad to me. He wanted to live to be 100 to get his letter from Queen Elizabeth, but he made it to 98. So 11 years ago today, on what would have been his 100th birthday, I started going to 2 fire halls in the area, in his memory, on what would have been his 100th birthday, and today he would have been 111. So over the last 11 years, this has expanded to be, first of all, on his birthday, and then Christmas Eve, and then Easter week sometime, depending on whatever day I have off that week. I take baskets of my baking and some of my homemade jams, and this has been going on for 11 years as of today now. And each fire station I'm going to 5. There's more than that in the area, but I've chosen 5. And it's the same 5. I started out with 2, and then I've gradually added 3 more, and they each get 2 jars of my jam, sometimes 3, but in this case I'm bringing 10 jars, so 2 for each station. And yeah, that's why I buy, well, I've been buying certain ingredients, lots of sugar. Well, sugar's been for canning too, for making the jams, but also just chocolate chips, that kind of stuff that's been in my grocery haul. A lot of the stuff has been going into my baking, so that's what I'm up to today. Okay guys, today is Wednesday, August 19th. It is almost 6 o'clock, and I got to be out the door in 40 minutes here. It is my evening to go with a group from church over to the mission that I volunteer at and do some volunteering during evening chapel tonight. So I got to get going here. So I wanted to show you hopefully this should be the last of this week's this bi-weekly grocery haul video. These are items I picked up at Real Canadian Superstore today. I went today, it is Wednesday, and I wanted to go today because our flyers run Thursday to Wednesday, and our weekly points offers also run Thursday to Wednesday as well. So I wanted to make sure there were some things on my points offers that I wanted to get before they ended. I had a specific points offer that if you spent a total of $225 before tax, you would earn 22,500 PC Optimum points. And I wasn't sure if I was going to get there, but I did, although I almost did not. It's a good thing I was paying attention to my receipt when I was attempting to leave the store. Anyway, so here's what I picked up. There was a sale. I needed some laundry detergent. There was a sale in the flyer on Gain laundry detergent, and this was $13.97, limit of 4. Just bought the 1 for right now. Bought some Liquid Plumber Kitchen for $8. Our kitchen sink, one of them is draining a little bit slow, and I thought I would rather try this first. I figured an $8 investment to try and see if this helps things move along would be cheaper than going straight to a plumber. And then I grabbed some salmon. This is the No Name brand pink salmon. These were $4 each. I have lots of No Name brand tuna in the house, but I saw a recipe in one of my cookbooks for like a salmon loaf, and I know my daughter likes meatloaf, and I mentioned this whole salmon loaf recipe to her, and she thought it sounded really good. So I'm going to give that a try, and salmon sandwiches are always good too. I haven't bought salmon in a long time, so I knew I had none in the house. $4 each. And then more mason jars. I just got crab apples yesterday. I brought home a 20 plus pound box of crab apples yesterday that I need to start de-stemming and processing and boiling down. But I have 1 or 2 cases of 500 ml jars currently, but I've got the crab apples yesterday, and I'm getting choke cherries tomorrow, and I'm still hoping to get Concord grapes to make jelly out of all 3 of those. So I needed to make sure I had enough jars in the house. These were $17.99 each. And my husband informed me that there is no more backup. We still have a few more rolls of toilet paper, but no more backup packages where I usually keep them. So I found some toilet paper, and they were, these are double rolls. These were $11.99. And then also, same thing applies to the paper towels. We're getting low. This is only 3 double rolls, but it'll get us through till payday next week. No problem. That's $6.99 for those 3. And then Certo liquid. Obviously, if I'm getting more jars to make jelly, then obviously I'm going to need some pectin to go along with. These are $4.99. And I'm pretty sure whether it's crabapple jelly, choke cherry jelly, or grape jelly, I'm pretty sure that each of them is probably going to require 2 pouches per batch, which is 1 box per batch. So I don't know, I might still need another box or 2 of Certo yet, depending on how many batches I make of each. But for now, anyway, that's what I've got. And that should at least get me through doing the crab apples and the choke cherries, if nothing else. And then I had a points offer for Ziploc bags. So I grabbed, large ones were $7.97 and the sandwich bags were $6.49. I did have a points offer on those, so I earned points there. And then I also grabbed another 10 kilogram or 22 pound bag of sugar. And I'm trying to see where that is on my receipt. I typically put things out in the order that they are on my receipt, just because that way I'm not fumbling through everything here. But right now I'm having trouble seeing that. I think it was like 15, I want to say it was $15.97 or 15, it's 15 something for the sugar anyway, for that large bag. And then I also needed, my husband also informed me that the rabbit is getting low on his Timothy hay. We have a lion head bunny rabbit named Floyd, and he needed some more hay, so $10.99 for that. And I needed some, let me think here. Oh, I usually buy some yogurt to make my fruit smoothies with, and I was out, so I grabbed a raspberry, and that was $3.99. And then butter, apparently there was an in-store offer on this. I did not know that. They were not on my weekly personalized offers, but with my fire hall deliveries that I did on the 17th, I made a lot of baking, and most of it usually I buy the butter either when it's on sale or when there's a points offer on it, and I just freeze it until it's time for Christmas or Thanksgiving or what have you, or for one of my deliveries, and that's what I was going through. Most of what I used, though, for all that baking was my salted butter, not my unsalted. So I still have a good bit of unsalted in the freezer, but very little, maybe 1 or 2 sticks left of salted. Now, these were on sale for, I think they were $7.99, limit of 3. So I bought the 3. They're going to go straight in my freezer until I need them. And apparently there was a points offer. I earned 3,000 points on these. So I don't know if it was like a 3,000 point thing if you just bought the 3, or if it was 1,000 point each. It was not on my personalized offer, so I'm not sure how it went. Probably 1,000 points per is what I'm thinking, because I earned 3,000 points on it. But either way, I'm pretty happy with that. The Beatrice 1% 4 liter of milk was $5.94. And let me think here. The, what am I looking at here? The cashews. There we go. The cashews. That is a treat that we give our parrots. That was $9 for that bag. I think they have a larger bag for more too, but for right now that will do. I don't want them going bad. Now they can't have a lot of this. Certainly if you're going to give them nuts at all, they can't be like roasted or salted or flavored, anything like that. They should be completely raw. They're still not a healthy thing for them to have a lot of, but if you're going to give them at all, they should be just raw. None of this flavoring, none of this roasted, salted stuff. As plain as possible. And most of our birds, like we have a budgie and 2 cockatiels, and the rest of our birds are bigger birds, and most of them, they love these things. So 1 or 2 here and there is okay, but nothing to excess. And then bananas were on my points offers, and these were $2.74. Grapes were not on my offers, but we were just out, and I believe those were $5.74. I was going to get iceberg lettuce, but I could not find any. So I actually bought just a green leaf lettuce. I see the cashier put this through on the receipt as romaine lettuce. It is not. It's green leaf. However, it was still the same price, $1.99, so that's fine. Tomatoes were on my offers, so I grabbed some of those. These were $5.46, and then a 5-pound bag of Gala apples were $11. No Name brand bread was on my offers. And so I just grabbed one for right now at $2.50. And then Lady Speed Stick deodorants were on my offers. I think this was a limit of 2, so I grabbed 2 at $3.99 each. And then once I got up to the checkout, they said, I don't know if it's because I spent a certain amount or what have you. I think it's just a common thing. They always ask, do you want the deal of the week? Normally I just say, no, thank you. I don't bother. But I did say yes this time. These Sharpie highlighters are $1.75. I thought that wasn't bad. You could actually buy up to a limit of 6 of them if you wanted to. I don't really truly need them per se, but come October, our church will probably be participating in the Operation Christmas Child Christmas shoeboxes again. And usually things like school supplies, whether it's crayons, pencils, pens, or highlighters, markers, whatever, would be a really good addition to it. So I may just grab, maybe if I wanted to do more than one shoebox, I probably could have bought 2 or 3 packages of these. But for now, I just grabbed one. I may just do one shoebox. Money's tight, so even just doing one shoebox is better than not doing any at all. So I grabbed one for that purpose. Now, after tax, well, actually, what I'll show you here, I'll show you the 3,000 points that's on the butter. It's an in-store offer. And then down here, you can see I did not get my continuity spend points. But I did earn 200 points on bananas, 200 points on tomatoes, 500? No, pardon me, 200 points on the bread, 200 on the bananas, 500 on the tomatoes, 1,200 on the Ziploc bags, and 600 on the Speed Stick products. After tax, I spent $241.83. Before tax, it was $228.37, which is over the $225. So technically, I would think that should have been enough to give me the bonus points. However, quite often milk doesn't count. So if you take that off the $5.94, then that would have put me at $223. So as we're walking out towards the car, because my husband bought some stuff too, and he has his own PC Optimum card, and he had bought some stuff because he had to spend $100, get however many points. I forget. I'll have to look at his receipt and see. But we're looking at it, and I'm like, wait a minute, I got points on everything, but I thought I should have had more. And then I'm seeing that, oh, I didn't get the continuity spend offer. And I looked at my app quickly, and it showed me that I was short about $2.55. That's all I needed to get those points. So I didn't bother going straight to the car. We just took the cart and went back in, and I grabbed 2 bags of chips. And that was enough to do it. So I grabbed these. These were in the entryway on the way in. They were $1.43 each. And you can see I spent $3 even, which is 14 cents tax, and that was enough to give me the 22,500 points. So after my first receipt, I was at a balance of, with all these points here, the 3,000 on the butter and all the other stuff, I was at a closing balance of 187,275 PC Optimum points, which is $187. But then once I got the 22,500 for spending $225, now I am at closing balance of 209,775 points. So I'm at the $209 mark of PC Optimum points. You can only redeem in increments of $10, so I'm at $200 that I could use if I wanted to, just shy of 210. But that means that, so I spent $3 on the chips, and I spent $241.83. So $244.83 is what I spent out of pocket today. And out of that, out of the $240 I spent, I earned $22.50 back in points. Now, I'll show you quickly. This is my husband's receipt here. He bought a few things. He had to spend 100. He earned 10,000 points. And what we did, quite often, Superstore has things in their flyer where if you spend a total of $300, you get a free item. Now, when we went back to customer service, because I just bought my chips up there and made sure I got the points, we went up to customer service to ask if, we said, hey, if we combine his receipt and mine, I mean, I spent $241, he spent $109.35, and I spent $241, plus the $3 on the chips. We're well over the $300. So I said, do we qualify for the free item? Even though we each have separate PC Optimum cards, we're the same household, and they said, sure, that's fine. So here's our free item. Usually it's about a $25 value. This is what it was. Now, I mean, here it is. It's kind of ironic that here it is late August and summer's almost over. And, you know, you wouldn't think we're not going to be sunburning or suntanning anymore at this stage of the game, because it's already starting to get cooler. The hottest month was July here. But this is what we got. It's usually around a $25 value. We've got a couple of, sure, the one says Banana Boat Kids sunscreen, but whatever. That's totally fine. It's still basically a couple of different sunscreens and wet wipes. So not bad. I mean, a free item's a free item, and $25 value for free, I will take it. So I earned $22.50 in points on my two orders. He earned 10,000 points, which is $10 in points on his, I believe. $10, that's right. And we got a $25 item for free. So not bad at all. So it is now 6:09. I have somebody picking me up at 6:40. I got 21 minutes to get myself in gear and get out the door. I'll try and put a few things away, maybe just the cold stuff for right now, and that'll be it for the time being. I got to get to the mission and come back, and then maybe tonight or maybe tomorrow morning I'll start working on de-stemming the crab apples and get them going. That might not happen until tomorrow at this point, but either way. Anyway, that is it, finally, for this grocery haul video. I'm sorry that it is long. I probably should have just done the Costco haul in a separate video, but I'm probably not going to do giant Costco hauls very often. I can't afford to do that. So I wanted to just show you this is everything that we have picked up in the last 2 weeks, and I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you leave a comment down below, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And yeah, we'll see you in the next video, everybody. I get paid next Thursday, and my husband next Friday, so probably at that point is when I'll be working on the start of my next bi-weekly grocery haul video. So make sure you are subscribed if you intend to do so, and that your notification bell is turned on so that when I do post something, you'll be the first to know. Have a great week, everybody. Thanks for watching, and make sure you give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Take care, and we'll see you soon.